Welcome to Discussing Dad Life, where we break down bullshit so you don't have to. I'm Void, this is No, and let's go.
Welcome to Main Event Mondays. Quick shout out from our sponsor, Candle Time. Got labels on these now. We have 4 scents available. We have coconut, peach, lakeshore, and sea breeze. Now, if you're interested in purchasing them, email us at candletime2022@gmail.com. I will send you the Venmo information, and we will get them shipped out to you. You guys you're going to have to forgive me. My throat's a little sore this morning. I was not feeling the best last night. But anyway, we're going to cover the news, and the big news is Iran attacked Israel. So let's move into that. We'll share the screen real quick. And Israel vows unprecedented response to Iranian missile and drone attack. So Israel is vowing that they will deliver an unprecedented response to the Islamic Republic of Iran after Iran launched hundreds of drones and missiles at Israel on Saturday night. Now, Israel's multi-layered air defense system, combined with the Air Force assets for some of its top allies, including the U.S. and U.K., shot down 99% of the suicide drones, ballistic missiles, and cruise missiles. So that's actually really good. Iron Dome seems to be a pretty good defense for Israel. So Channel 12 quotes a senior Israeli official pledging an unprecedented response to Iran's attack and urging Israelis not to go to bed due to what is coming Tehran's way. Israel's Ynet News reported that Israel officials said that the fact that Iran for the first time attacks Israel from its territory requires a decisive response, and one will come soon. Sorry, guys. I got a text message. Let me just turn my ringer off. There we go, guys. Sorry about that. Multiple Israeli officials told the London-based Iran's attacks on Israel tonight will not go unanswered. So, yeah, that's kind of the big news is Iran has straight up attacked Israel. What's sad is our President Biden is so weak, he's already pressuring Israel to minimize the response to the unprecedented Iranian attacks. He has reportedly started to pressure Israel to minimize the response to the unprecedented attack that it faced on Saturday when the Islamic Republic of Iran launched hundreds of missiles and drones at the country. I don't think the U.S. needs to be involved in it, which is in this article. It actually talks about U.S. will not back counterstrike against Iran. Don't disagree with that. However, Biden's telling the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, on Saturday the United States would not support an Israel counterattack. Okay, we don't have to support him, but he's also trying to make Israel minimize it. And to me, that's just not right. Israel has its own right to self-defense and everything. So, it is what it is. Moving on to the economy, legacy media says the economy is doing great. Americans aren't buying it. So we've been told virtually every major media outlet that we are now in a soft landing. The inflation has started to decline, that the economy continues to sail along. But nobody's feeling like that. This has been a big perplexing question for Democrats. Why is the economy so amazing, but nobody actually feels like the economy is so amazing? That is an excellent question because the economy is not so amazing. The Wall Street Journal reported stubborn inflation pressures persisted in March, derailing the case for the Federal Reserve to begin reducing interest rates in June and raising questions over whether it can deliver cuts this year without signs of an economic slowdown. The Consumer Price Index, a measure of goods and services prices across the economy, rose 3.5% in March from a year earlier, the Labor Department said Wednesday. That was a touch higher than economists had forecasted and a pickup from February's 3.2%. So-called core prices, which exclude volatile food and energy categories, also rose more than expected on a monthly and annual basis. This drove the stock market down roughly 500 points. It also meant that the bond yield starting to go up. The bottom line is that inflation continues to run almost twice what it is supposed to be running. Year over year, the inflation rate is supposed to be about 2% and is currently running about 3.5%. When this is added onto the great inflationary bubble from 2021 and 2022, prices are up roughly 20% for most Americans. Now, most Americans, I believe, are feeling it like this. I know I'm feeling it. I know my sister and my brother-in-laws are feeling it. I know my nieces are feeling it. So the economy is not doing as well as people think it is, or that the media is trying to portray it to be. The Federal Reserve has kept those interest rates pretty high by at least the last 10 years of standards. That means money is less easy. That means IPOs are less easy. Finding money to actually fund your startup is less easy. Loans are not as easy to come by. Typically, when interest rates are increased, inflation is supposed to come down, but markets are also supposed to be impacted. An interest rate increase is supposed to drive down prices. That's the purpose of the interest rate increase, to drive down prices, and that usually comes along with economic cooling. But if the economy is superheated, that doesn't happen, and we've poured so much money into the economy in 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023 that the economy doesn't seem like it's going to slow down anytime soon. You can make the case that used to be the supply chain problems had driven the prices to exorbitant highs, but the supply chain problems, even though they're still there in places like the Red Sea, are not nearly what they were during the pandemic. Yet inflation rates are still clocking in far too high. 100% true. And the simple fact is we are sitting in an inflationary state that is causing most Americans to live paycheck to paycheck. It's pretty sad. So, in other news, O.J. Simpson passed away. He was killed by cancer. He died on Thursday at the age of 76, and the media didn't quite know what to do. They didn't know what to do because O.J. Simpson was a murderer, and everyone knows he was a murderer, but he spent the last half of his life being treated by some in the media as though he was some sort of controversial figure. The headline from the Washington Post summed this up. How will O.J. Simpson be remembered? Well, I'll always remember O.J. Simpson from watching the white Bronco on TV. That is the memory that comes to my mind, is O.J. Simpson fleeing the police in a white Bronco. The answer for everyone who remembers the O.J. Simpson murder trial is that he will be remembered as a person who was obviously murdered his ex-wife and a person named Ron Goldman, and then proceeded to be alleviated of the criminal responsibility for that double murder by a jury of people who were politically motivated to the celebration of a wide swath of American population. He'll be remembered as a person who has dramatically widened the gap between the races in the United States, which in some way has never truly closed. It seems as though that between the trial of O.J. Simpson and the election of Barack Obama, America was becoming more racially reconciliatory. But Barack Obama opened those gaps wide again in 2010 and 2011 and 2012. Actually, yeah, that's true. Barack Obama did destroy the race relations in America and basically turned Americans against each other, which is sad because we had made so many leaps and bounds to actually like heal from our founding. So, nonetheless, O.J. Simpson passed away. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you guys will remember about O.J. Simpson. And then Trump. Last one we're going to cover is Trump preempts Democrats' attack on him regarding abortion. Now, if I remember correctly, he came out basically saying that it's going to be a states issue, and he basically is letting the states decide. So, yeah, let's see what this article has to say. Democrats are going to try to shift the entire election so it becomes about abortion. Donald Trump made a very savvy political move in disassociating himself from the issue entirely. He said that the federal government should not be involved in the abortion issue. I actually agree with that. Good job, Trump. Though I am strenuously against abortion, the reality is that most of the president of the United States can do unilaterally without congressional approval is implement items like the Mexico City policy, which is funding for abortions overseas or target spending at Planned Parenthood domestically. The reality is that there used to be a fairly wide consensus that the federal government should not involve itself in abortion by funding abortion. Joe Biden is the one who broke that pact by saying that you and I should fund abortions across the country. He's the only one who said that the Hyde Amendment should go. So Trump made a politically moderate move by saying that the states take care of it. Then on Tuesday in Arizona, the Supreme Court decision came down that reinstated a 160-year-old abortion ban on the state of Arizona unless it was necessary to save a woman's life. By the way, this gives the lie to the frequently used Democrat narrative that there were no abortion laws and no one cared about it until Roe v. Wade. There were abortion laws on virtually every state book dating back centuries in this country. What Democrats want is for pro-lifers to move really fast and really hard in a wide variety of battleground states, hoping that they will then get the Michigan-Kansas response. As you may recall, Kansas put a measure on the ballot calling essentially for the capacity to change the state constitution to allow for abortion legislation, and opponents said they're going to ban all abortions in the state. Instead, Kansas ended up enshrining abortion in its state constitution. The same thing happened in Michigan. So I'm in the camp of we should not be funding, the taxpayer should not be funding abortions. That is something that no government should be doing. We should be just letting the states handle the issues, and we should not have the federal government involved. I don't like the federal government having that much power. There's no constitutional right in our Constitution. So, you know, I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, well, every state needs to outlaw abortion. I think the people in the states need to actually vote and do what they want to do and make the world, you know, make what they want done, be done. It's a little frustrating. It's a little annoying that this issue keeps coming back into play. I think it's a political issue that's going to be around forever. And I'm wondering if it's not going to be one of the main reasons why the 2024 election has massive turnouts. I'm not sure on that, but I could see it. There's a lot of people that are fearful that Republicans are just going to outlaw it, and they're going to turn out in droves to prevent that. I don't think Republicans actually have the Constitution to do it. They seem pretty weak-willed. They tend to step back and forth quite a bit on it. I think that is. I think that's one thing Democrats always will have over Republicans. The Republicans are so fearful of stating their stance that they won't, actually say anything. It's kind of dumb. Republicans just need to actually, if they really believe in this, they need to say these things and let the people actually vote on what they want per se. So, I don't know. Yeah, our country's a little bit of a. I love these buttons, but yeah, it's crazy. We live in a very strange time, but I don't know. I'm gonna end it here. I'm running solo today, so all the videos this week I'm just gonna be recording myself. Son's upstairs sleeping still, and I got a lot of things I got to get done this afternoon, so I'm just on my own this morning. So if you guys are interested in candles, we have 4 scents available: peach, coconut, lakeshore, and sea breeze. They're all wonderful, all wooden wicks. Give us a shout out at candletime2022@gmail.com. We'll get your order in and we'll get it shipped out to you. Till next time. Thank you for watching. Please give us a like, share, and subscribe. Till then, peace.